Hadi. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Jennifer Dion. This is my 4th year with Curriculum Innovation, and this year I'm very excited to have the position of District Numeracy Resource Teacher. One of the reasons that I'm so excited about having this position is I feel passionate about shifting mathematical mindsets. I believe that through the 4 directions of the strategic plan, we will be able to change mindsets for teachers, learners, and parents. I'm going to share a story that Nikki Lynham shared during her TED Talk, and it has always stuck with me. I want you to think about the last time you heard one of your friends or colleagues say these words. I just never really got the hang of reading. I don't come from a reading family. You know, I just don't have a reading brain. It's not too often, or probably never, that you hear those words. If you were to substitute the word math for reading, it would sound more familiar. Yes, in our culture, it is acceptable to say those words about math. My goal is to diminish this opinion and replace it with a positive attitude where every student is encouraged to become a mathematical thinker. I'm going to share 4 projects that I've been collaborating on with teachers that connect the 4 directions to the goal of shifting mathematical mindsets. Next slide, please, Deb. The first project is the project that Barb alluded to. The Math Catcher Outreach Program is based out of Simon Fraser University. Their aim is to promote mathematics for elementary and secondary students. They encourage students to recognize how math is used in everyday life and how it forms the basis for many of our everyday decisions. One of the ways that Math Catcher does this is through a series of stories that are based on the storytelling tradition of Indigenous people. The stories always end with a math problem and contain math themes throughout. The main character is a young, mischievous boy named Small Number. The stories have been translated into several Indigenous languages as well as French. At Heather Park, Madame Campbell and Miss Erickson's classes watched several of the stories and worked in small groups to solve the math equations. Next, the students wrote their own stories that included Small Number as a main character. 3 students from each class participated in a province-wide Math Catcher Festival that was organized through Simon Fraser University. Madame Campbell, Miss Erickson, and myself felt it was very important to honor all of the students' work. So we planned a celebration for both classes. Students were divided into small groups where they shared their stories and had their classmates solve the math equations that they had created. The celebration concluded with Bannock while we watched the newest Small Number film. Next slide, please. The second project that I've been working on is a learning series with Nikki Lynham on culturally responsive mathematics teaching. Nikki is a passionate math educator who has been diving deep into culturally responsive mathematics teaching. She visited Prince George in October for 2 days. She model taught lessons in our 5 primary progress schools, and she presented at the October primary progress meeting. The next evening, we launched session 1 of a 4-part learning series for intermediate teachers. Nikki's focus is on using hands-on manipulatives, building conceptual understandings, and using specific language to develop meaning and learning through problem solving. Spending time with Nikki solidifies the importance of making math accessible to all learners and creating positive math environments. Next slide, please, Deb. I spend the majority of my time in schools working with classroom teachers to co-plan, co-teach, and co-assess. My goal is to have connected with every school before the end of this school year. I'm planning on heading to Mackenzie tomorrow. Because there is research that proves spending 15 minutes a day supporting classes through high-yield routines, I try to model several different ways that this can be achieved. I will contact teachers and ask if I can do a number talk in their classroom or lead their class through an SD mystery. If the teacher contacts me to model teach a lesson, I will ask them if I can do a number talk to start the lesson. An example of one of the models that is currently happening is at Westwood Elementary. The principal takes 2 classes to release the teachers to spend 45 minutes with me. We review where the teachers are at with their year plan and unit plans. We plan upcoming units and lessons and review areas to focus on. We also discuss individual lessons that I can model teach or that we can co-teach together. I stay for the next hour to model teach and or co-teach a lesson. When I asked the 2 teachers what they found what was most useful about this model, they indicated that they found it helpful to hear and see easy activities, bounce ideas off a professional who has been there, and to quote, having someone ask us what our intention behind each lesson is. Sometimes we can get carried away with ideas and activities, or sometimes we even get stuck. And having someone ask us what the intention behind that lesson is makes us step back and really think about why we think that lesson is important and what we want our kids to take away from it. One of the teachers also found it beneficial to talk to me about SNAP on a regular basis and the purpose of doing it with their kids several times a year, which leads me to my next slide, please, Deb. This year, we have included SNAP into our data collection. Student numeracy assessment and practice was created by the Chilliwack School District and is used by several other districts around the province. It is easy to use and supports students in developing number sense. SNAP is a unique assessment that is intended to be used as a practice tool throughout the year. The 2 pieces that I love best about this tool are how you always start with numbers that students are comfortable with, so it builds confidence, and how easy it is to differentiate. All the students could easily be working with different numbers, depending on what is right for their learning. Masicho for your time. Shifting our mathematical mindset to one where math is viewed as accessible for all is important work for everyone in education. I'd like to invite any of you to join me in a classroom to see a number talk in action, where you can witness the level of engagement that is possible in mathematics. And I apologize for my sound.
Actually, you know what? It cleared up just at the beginning of the presentation, so it was wonderful.
Yay.
Thank you. And yeah, I would like to take you up on an offer to see that. That would be wonderful, I think.
Please email me, Ron. I would love to have you join us.
Yeah. I see Catherine's got a comment. Go ahead, Catherine.
Thanks. And thanks, Jen, for the presentation. I just want to divulge or admit that I am one of those people that grew up saying, you know, I'm not a math person. Math is not my thing. But I'm trying to reform myself. I think I know Heather and I, as part of the mentorship, have heard great things about all the work that Jen is doing in schools, and that just wanted to comment that really appreciate the amount of time that you're spending in schools supporting teachers. I think it's really great, and I know it's very much appreciated. So thanks for all your work.
Thank you.